Tonight on KGW News, it's no longer just a game when a player or a parent crosses the line.
You know, for me, it rattled me for the rest of the tournaments. I was always looking around over my back or something.
What protection lawmakers are considering for referees, and the warning from an Oregon senator.
They are seizing the tools you need for a coup.
As President Trump gives Elon Musk control of some government cash flow. Plus,
Viva mi gente! Viva la raza!
You know, we're part of this community.
Taking their message to the streets, people here and across the country demonstrate, communicating the importance of immigrants in our communities. And later, the new sensation at the Oregon Zoo.
What an amazing experience to be there.
Get a look at the first baby elephant born in more than a decade. We start tonight with a live look over downtown Portland from our Rose City Skycam. A chilly one out there at 37 degrees or so in the city. And this week, there is another chance that we could see snow. On the coast, many people waking up to a dusting of white this morning. This is what it looked like in Astoria. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich, Chief Meteorologist here. Matt Zaffino with me. Matt, what can we expect as we head into tomorrow?
Well, not this, Christine. This was a couple hours ago, about 4 hours ago, at the Oregon Zoo. It came down hard. I mean, look at that, right? Nice little snow shower moved on through. But if you notice, nothing turns white. And the snow shower lasted about 10 or 15 minutes. And then it wound down, and that was it. And there was no accumulation, even at the zoo, which is up at about 600 feet. So that's the kind of thing we can expect during the next 24 hours or so. This is live from the zoo, that same shot. It's 33 degrees, so certainly cold enough to get some snow in the air. And there are some showers out there right now crossing through Yamhill County, Washington County, and even the eastern parts of Multnomah County, east of I-205. So yes, we will see these snow showers, but mainly they'll be melting before they accumulate on the ground. Temperatures are around freezing, so that melting can be problematic, and that some of the water could refreeze overnight as temperatures drop to and just below freezing. So that's my biggest concern for the overnight hours tonight. As far as snow chances go later on this week, well, we're looking at Wednesday, but even that looks like maybe half an inch in the valleys. Doesn't look like a big deal. So valley, rain, snow shower, the mix continuing all week. Uptick in snow showers on Wednesday. We'll watch that carefully, but still not expecting accumulations on the valley floor. Christine?
Good to know. Thank you, Matt. New tonight, the Washington County DA's office is sending a message to would-be crooks. Shoplift and we will prosecute you. It's part of their new grant-funded campaign fighting retail theft. Catherine Cook shows us how the county is helping local businesses protect themselves.
In downtown Hillsborough, the shops along East Main Street invite customers to stroll and shop. But business owners like Jeff and Sandy Nelson know that crooks have different ideas.
It's not just always about the theft, it's about the mess that they create.
The Nelsons own Le Stuff Antique Mall. They've posted signs around their shop hoping to deter shoplifters. Recently, they put up this sign, handed to them by Washington County DA Kevin Barton. It says shoplifting will be prosecuted in Washington County. It means a lot to them.
This is more of an official statement from, our DA here in Washington County. And that, I think, is a more powerful message than just we prosecute shoplifters. It's our DA saying it. So that's a good thing.
The Washington County DA wants more than just people in Hillsborough to know they're prosecuting shoplifters. So they're getting the word out.
In Washington County, we're lucky to have a wide range of businesses.
This public service announcement is running on TV and social media platforms across the Tri-County area. It's part of a whole package of initiatives funded by a $1.5 million grant from the state. The funding will also be used to purchase surveillance equipment for retail parking lots and fund overtime for police missions catching shoplifters in the act.
What I really want is I want the community to have confidence and to know that something is being done about this. I think we've all seen around us an erosion in public safety, and it's happened in different places at different levels.
DA Barton says getting the message out through signs or PSAs won't stop all criminals, but there are those who'll think twice.
I have 3 children, and I can tell you from my own personal observations, if they know they'll get caught, there are times when they won't break that rule. There are still times when they will break that rule, so nothing is perfect.
Barton says the important thing here is it's something tangible, and he believes it's working. The DA's office is also partnering with the Organized Retail Crime Association of Oregon. Small businesses can apply for a grant through them to pay for improved security systems, including cameras.
I want to have a camera that is outside our front door and one that's outside our back door.
The Nelsons have already applied.
To have them back us up now is important.
In Hillsborough, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Okay, let's get you caught up on some of tonight's other headlines. In Columbia County, 2 people were killed and 3 hurt after a shooting in rural Clatskanie. Police say the shooting happened Saturday afternoon after an argument between 2 cousins. 32-year-old Anthony Hansen is accused of shooting 4 people, killing 1 and injuring 3 others. Then, one of the 4 apparently fired back, killing Hansen. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office is investigating, and so far, no arrests have been made. And we have an update on a weekend street takeover in Salem. Police say hundreds of people gathered to demonstrate against national immigration enforcement efforts. It started around noon Saturday at Lancaster Drive and Market Street and was relatively peaceful until just after 2, when people reportedly began throwing things and hitting cars. Police arrested 5 people on reckless driving and disorderly conduct charges, and 1 person was charged with unlawful possession of a firearm. And union members in 2 of the 11 bargaining units involved in the Providence healthcare strike started their vote to ratify a new contract today. These 2 units make up about 80 total caregivers at Providence Women's Clinic. There are still 9 other units currently in federal mediation with Providence. That means more than 4,000 other workers remain on strike. Today, the U.S. Department of Education announced it'll investigate 5 universities for alleged anti-Semitic harassment. That includes Portland State University. Alma McCarty joins us now from the newsroom. Alma, break down all the details here for us.
Yeah, well, Christine, this civil rights investigation follows an executive order signed by the president last week to combat alleged anti-Semitism on college campuses. Officials will investigate Columbia University, Northwestern University, the University of California, Berkeley, and the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, in addition to Portland State. Now, the Department of Education said widespread anti-Semitism has been reported here, although Portland State shared that this directive isn't based on a specific complaint from an individual, but instead prompted by the new administration. And they said this notice is not in itself evidence of any violation. The university said, however, they will cooperate fully with the Department of Education. Should the feds find violations, the school could lose federal funding. Last spring, a group of pro-Palestinian protesters, which included some students, moved their Park Blocks demonstration against the war in Gaza inside the main library at PSU, occupying it for days. Portland police eventually arrested dozens, and it took the university until the fall semester to clean and repair the space after extensive damage and graffiti written on walls and windows. Now, Craig Traynor, the acting assistant secretary for civil rights, said in a statement, today the department is putting universities, colleges, and K-12 schools on notice. This administration will not tolerate continued institutional indifference to the well-being of Jewish students on American campuses, nor will it stand by idly if universities fail to combat Jew hatred and the unlawful harassment and violence it animates. Portland State's response to this investigation reads, in part, Portland State University is dedicated to upholding a safe, inclusive, and respectful community for all community members. We take these concerns seriously. The university continues to support and engage with efforts to combat anti-Semitism and mitigate the impact of hate and bias.
So, Alma, what do Jewish leaders in our area have to say about all this?
Well, Christine, the Jewish Federation of Greater Portland told KGW they have no comment other than to say that for several months they've been meeting regularly with PSU President Ann Cudd to address concerns around anti-Semitism on campus. Christine, back to you.
Appreciate your reporting on this, Alma. Thank you. New tonight, China has announced 15% counter tariffs against the U.S. The announcement came shortly after midnight on the East Coast when the 10% tariff President Donald Trump ordered on China went into effect. A Chinese official said the country would implement a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas products, as well as a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and certain vehicles. This so-called trade war comes after President Trump already agreed to delay a planned 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico for 1 month. That decision follows commitments from both countries, Canada and Mexico, to strengthen border security. This afternoon, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Canada would be spending $1.3 billion on a plan to reinforce its border with new helicopters, technology, and personnel. And earlier today, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum announced Mexico would immediately reinforce its northern border with 10,000 members of the country's National Guard, all in an effort to address drug trafficking, particularly fentanyl, from Mexico into the U.S. Understandably, a lot of people are worried about how these tariffs will hit their wallets. In fact, a nonprofit that helps people pay their power bills says they're getting more calls from low-income power customers. Here's the deal. Oil and natural gas are some of Oregon's top imports from Canada. So any retaliatory tariffs Canada might impose would most likely trickle down to customers. Here's the executive director of that nonprofit, Oregon Energy Fund.
You're talking about low income, you're talking about fixed income people who aren't ready to absorb 10 to 25% price increases to begin with. They have no time to plan for this, so it's going to hurt.
He says people who are worried about paying their bills can contact their utility company to enroll in a discount program. Through April 1st, new regulations prohibit the Public Utility Commission from cutting power to customers who are enrolled in a low-income utility assistance program. Meantime, some Oregon and Washington senators are sounding the alarm after Elon Musk was granted access to the U.S. Treasury's payment systems. The closely guarded system handles the government's money flow. That includes $6 trillion annually for Social Security, Medicare, federal salaries, and other critical payments. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden and Washington's Patty Murray, along with other Democrats, say the move amounts to an illegal power grab.
It is clear that unqualified and unaccountable people have seized control of the flow of taxpayer funds and a trove of extremely sensitive data.
Musk posted on X today saying, quote, "The only way to stop fraud and waste of taxpayer money is to follow the payment flows and pause suspicious transactions for review." According to the White House official, or according to a White House official, Musk is acting as a, quote, special government employee. And today we also found out President Trump is nominating Joe Kent as the director of the National Counterterrorism Center. Kent is a former Green Beret and ran twice for Congress in Southwest Washington. He lost to Marie Gluesenkamp Perez. Trump made the announcement about Kent today on Truth Social. He called Kent a, quote, great American hero who will keep America safe.